Hello everyone, it is Pat with the Pat Rainville with the Angel Divination YouTube channel with our daily oracle card reading and message for Wednesday, the 7th of November, 2012. And I had Stripey just jump up and join me here. For today's reading, look out Stripes, look out. I know you want to be the star of the show, but you need to look out of the way. And no cat butt, okay? Either sit down. Boy, I tell you, dealing with animals. For today's reading, I felt guided to use to call upon, you know, feminine strength and wisdom. We had some interesting results from yesterday's election. Glad it's over and done with. I'm sure as all of you are glad it's over and done with so we can be done with the political commercials. And so we can get on with life. And for many of us here in New England, actually, we have to get ready and brace for another storm, although it certainly won't be as big or as bad as what Sandy was. But nonetheless, we need to make sure we're ready. So anyways, feminine strength and wisdom and guidance is what I felt guided to call upon for today. So I'm calling from the Goddess Guidance Oracle card deck, and also The Angels, Gods, and Goddesses by Toni Carmine Salerno. And I may also choose an affirmation today from Louise Hay's affirmation deck. So let's see what the messages are for us today. Wednesday, middle of the weekday, for what's going on in the world, in our own personal world, in the world at large, and what the message is that the goddesses want to convey to us. So, what do they wish us to know, beloved goddesses? Okay. Oh, okay. Interesting. We have Freya here with boldness. Okay? And it says, unleash your adventurous side. Take risks and be daring. So this is like about taking a leap of faith today. Okay? And it's interesting because I know it almost seems, I know for us here in the United States, it almost seems like things are at a standstill until the election is over. And now that it is, and, you know, we know what's ahead of us, at least, you know, we have a better idea of what's ahead of us in terms of leadership. You know, we can be ready again to step out, and this is really about, you know, being bold and going for it, okay? Doing something that's different. I mean, Freya in this image, actually, she's very sexy looking and very sultry, seductive, and she's very much a goddess of, you know, female sexuality, sensuality, in a very unapologetic way. So I feel like maybe she's urging some of you ladies out there to get out and flirt a little bit, to kind of maybe be the bold one and take a step forward and make your feelings known. I'm just going to look at her message a bit in here to see what other things come forward. But she's saying, you know, now you don't have to play it safe. It's, you know, take a risk, take action in the direction of your heart's desire. You know, I know I've studied many people who are successful, and they always say that, or many of them say, if not all of them, talk about how success comes from when you step outside your comfort zone. Okay? Now, this is interesting coming on the heels of yesterday's message, which told us to be cautionary in, you know, our dealings and how we approach things, especially as we were going into Mercury retrograde. So this message almost seems like certainly the complete opposite. And it may be that, you know, you still have to be careful, you know, about what you're you know, stepping into, but I think it speaks more to the idea of this, if there's like a real desire that you've had that maybe you've been holding back on, you know, some area of your life where you didn't know, you know, how well it would work for you to explore that area, and maybe I'm not phrasing it correctly, but it's sort of giving you, this is about giving you permission to yourself to go for it. You know, maybe to step out of a little bit of your conservatism and really go for it, if it's what you really want. Doesn't mean you don't, you know, doesn't mean you throw all caution to the wind, but it's really more about giving yourself permission to really acknowledge that part of you that desires that. Because sometimes a lot of the things that we're called to, it's part of fulfilling a purpose or mission of ours, and that's why we feel so drawn to it. And so Freya here is about, you know, using her power, because she's a goddess of fertility, of celebration, of passion. She rides a chariot pulled by cats, which you can see in the image of the picture there. And she rides in this chariot across a rainbow bridge connecting heaven and earth. So she's a goddess, as I mentioned earlier, who's not afraid of her sexual power. And she teaches us to really appreciate ourselves, our own attractiveness, and to enjoy that part of ourselves. So that's what Freya's coming out with today. Let's see what the gods, goddesses, and angels, what their message is. Okay. Now, for some of you, this bold may have to do with, you know, speaking up a bit, maybe more boldly than you have before, and letting others know either your opinion or how you feel about something or your point of view about something. So I think it definitely speaks to, and that for you, for some of you, may be or feel like a bold move on your part, because maybe it's not something that you've done before. So it's a little bit about, you know, stepping away from being the wallflower and you know, letting people know that you're there, that you have a presence, that you have an opinion, that you have a voice, kind of thing. Okay? All right. So here we have the goddess of the sacred path, which says, let go of logic and trust your intuition. So this is a really interesting message. You know, these two definitely can go hand in hand. It suggests to me that, you know, again, this message of being bold may be a little out of character for you, but it has to do with very much putting aside your normal logic, maybe, and going with your gut, with your intuition. So let's see, what else is part of that message that they want to convey, the goddess of the sacred path? Now, I apologize. I am referring to the book a lot with these instead of just exclusively going with my intuitive hits, because where I have been sick all week, and thank you all again so much for your thoughts and your prayers and your comments. I really do appreciate it. But I've been a little fogged lately, so that's why I'm checking in with the you know, the book meanings a little bit more than usual. So the God of the Sacred Path, or Goddess of the Sacred Path, I should say. Let's see. She says, this is a time to let go of what you think is logical and trust your feelings. Go with your feelings, Luke, in Star Wars. What is it that you would truly love to do or experience at this point in your life? Imagine. Imagine if you could do anything. What would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind. This is because your heart holds your true essence. It is the gateway to your soul, whereas the mind dwells more within fears, which often prevent us from fulfilling our true potential. All is possible when what you choose to do and experience aligns with your heartfelt purpose and dreams. Trust your feelings. Start to keep a journal in which you express and explore all it is you would truly love to be, have, and do in life. Do this lovingly and honestly, and you will be gently guided along your sacred path. So I feel like this is about as the cards say, trusting your own intuition and acting on it today. Acting on that nudge from within, that inner guidance. And it may feel a bit bold to you, a little bit out of character. And that's okay today. It may be, there are times that call for us to step forward and speak our truth, to speak up, or, just to speak. And it sounds like this may be one of those times. It may be related to your life purpose. It may be to, further a cause or to stand up for a cause that is important to bring attention to right now. It can take on many forms. But in this case, today with these cards, they're saying don't hold back. Trust that intuition that's urging you to speak up. Trust your gut feelings about it, even if it seems like a little illogical or out of character for you. Okay? So, all right, let's see what... okay, see, I express my creativity is Louise's affirmation for today that has come out of the card deck for us. And on the back it says, my unique and creative talents and abilities flow through me and are expressed in deeply satisfying ways. My creativity is always in demand. So, this feels to me, as we get this affirmation along with these two cards, like exploring this new area and stepping out in this new way. It may be something, the beginning of something new for you, something that's very fulfilling. Maybe have to do with developing some hidden talents in yourself, or developing a new potential within yourself that either you really didn't fully realize was there, or maybe you just didn't acknowledge it as something that was worthwhile exploring. Or I don't know, somehow it feels like with this card, I express my creativity. It's part of you expressing your individuality and like stepping out of the shell, stepping out of the old shell, to allow yourself to step forward in new ways that are much more fulfilling and satisfying to you. So anyway, wow, those are the messages I get for today. I hope these resonate with you, and I hope you have a great Wednesday, middle of the weekday, and I look forward very much to speaking with you soon. And thanks again to everybody. I really appreciate your loving, healing comments, your helpful advice, your supportive endeavors, and thanks for all the love and light that you've sent my way. And much thanks welcome to all the new subscribers. Take care, everyone. Have a great day.